Because as funny as this is, we just made the bare workings of an SPA, of a single page app, in what, like 4 lines of code? We're making a website. I don't know what that's going to look like yet. So I guess we should just get into this. Oh, that looks so cool. That's what's about to happen. It's hacking time. Yeah, baby. We got it. We got it. So I wanted to do something too before we get started, or as we get started. I listened to somebody yesterday that said they wanted, or it was hard for them to see the screen. And so what I did is I went and I watched a bunch of other coding channels and coding streams and tried to see if anybody else is doing what I'm doing, which is this crazy thing where we have like 4 monitors up on the screen at once. But why don't we do it on one screen? Bear with me, because we're about to go into the matrix. I don't know if this is going to crop it on all the screens. Let me just try it right here. Do something more like that. Let's just see how this works out, right? Let's just see. I would love if there was a way to like resize both. Well, hold on. Did it just do that? Oh, what? What was that feat? Did you just see that? I can resize both the windows at the same time. Oh boy. What? Look at it dance. Look at that nice little code dance. That says log out. Let's just do log in so we can see what that looks like. Save that. Is that just, oh, we didn't hook up the JavaScript to do this yet. Oh boy. And we're already running into trouble with this thing. And you would just hit that button. Just boop, and you go. But the thing I was looking at today was called magic linking, which is essentially a decoupling. What you do is you enter an email in your phone, or like in your, what's the other thing? Your email and your browser. They just send you a link and you click it. And once you click it, you're logged in. What you don't have to do when you have that sort of stuff is you don't have to validate passwords. You don't have to store passwords. It's a passwordless system. We're going to jump into this. We made the mistake yesterday of skipping design and going right into prototype design dev combo mess thing. So now we're in it and we're just going to keep going. I have the most unreadable CSS on the internet. Deal with it. Let's do a hover state on them first. We have a transition on them already, so we have a padding right. What if we just set the padding right to 20 pixels when you hover? That'd be kind of like a whoop. Oh yeah. Look at that bad boy. Little quick bingo bango. So if we look at this, that looks pretty sweet. Let's do, yeah, we can light the border up when it goes in. Let's do border right 5 pixels solid. Now we're going to give it a color. Let's do we'll start with the yellow, I guess. What is that going to be our highlight color? Yeah, looks pretty good. And then when you click it, it'll catch that state. We're going to add one more thing. So if it has the class of active, we should watch that attached to the board dashboard. That's pretty sweet. Now that we got that in, what is our next step here? I think we're literally into the point where we can start building our content stacks in. Our dashboard isn't really done yet because we're going to have this like base dashboard thing go in, but our nav and stuff is done. So really nothing to check off quite yet. So this one's supposed to load something called dashboard content. We're gonna come over here and we're gonna make a new file for that. We'll save that dashboard content, hit them all. There we go. And we're just gonna do, I'm the dashboard now. And then we're just gonna make sure we can load it in here. So we need we have a content loader here, and all we're gonna get this thing to do is it's gonna go grab the content of dashboard content HTML, jam it in a content loader, and that's how it's going to work. So first up, let's get dashboard content loaded in. Now there's nothing I can do other than an iframe to shunt that in. I think the problem with an iframe is it's going to load too much. Oh boy, that is a straight up no. Let's put this inside of a div just to make sure we can talk to it. So content loader iframe, let's take the dashboard content and just give a background color to it. So that should have that on there. It's not passing anything through. Yeah, it's just jamming in like a fake head. It's an HTML fragment. Bingo, we'll just do a generate HTML replacement. So now we're gonna need just a little bit of prototype JavaScript. Why? Sorry. Just the dumb things that happen day to day. Now we could do this with the vanilla JavaScript. Sure, we could if we wanted to, or we could load in jQuery. What do we want to do here? Yeah, I'm loading jQuery up. Screw you guys, it's jQuery time. We're probably going to want a doc ready state. We're just making a little function that waits until the document's set up to start executing some JavaScript. So we got to target those things. Now, luckily we did some things on buttons to say, hey, those should do things. So we say, hey, data button on click. That could be used in other function writing, but I don't feel a need to. Let page target equal the thing that's inside of that, this. And now we're going to set a target for where that's going to go. So we're going to say content loader dot HTML is now going to equal the page target, but we have to grab it. Boom. So does it load? Oh, you don't even, we can skip this. So we just say load that into this. Perfect. Data type equals button. I'm going to change these to say nav button because they're going to be a little bit different than the other buttons. On the dashboard content now, we got it over there, and background color of red. Boom. There we go. We're going to want to probably do some things to get that content loader a little bit taller. Height 100% probably wouldn't be bad. And we're going to get that full red background. Looks great. Well, that part's handled. So we could start working out the actual dashboard now. Like, what is that going to look like? Background color of red. We don't need you anymore. And let's go into the dashboard content and let's just give this a generic class to say this is more or less going to be the data loaded into the panel. When we land on dashboard.html, I'm going to have it trigger and do the load automatically. So let's get it to trigger bind stuff. When it binds, let's just have it. We could do this better, but we're just going to do a trigger. See if that does it. Nope. Oh, you know what? It was doing it. Oh, maybe it wasn't doing it. Uh-oh. No, it's doing it. Okay. And let's get this little active state to attach to. There we go. Easy peasy. So we have a panel. What do we need to get in this panel? We definitely need those flash messages. So we're going to do an extension check still, and we're still going to do an integrations check. So the extension check is going to see whether or not the users installed the extension or not, right? If they haven't installed the extension, they haven't claimed points for it, we'll offer them some points to install the extension. Do a link to the Google Play Store where you can install it. Once it's installed, this flash message will disappear. And the int check, the integrations check, is to see if you've connected your Twitch and your Discord, because if you haven't connected your Twitch and your Discord, we can't reliably track points there. Let's load in these flash messages. Now the flash messages are they're probably going to precede any sort of real content, but we're just going to stick them on the dashboard for now, but they would be persistent. And we'll say extension not detected and some copy in here. And then the action. Yeah, the action I think is always going to be a button, and there could be multiple buttons. So this one will say, get the extension from the Play Store or something. All right, so now we got extension not detected. Let's do some quick skissy on this. Let's do some stuff to the panel really quick. Let's just make sure it knows it's a block. It's a width of 100%, a height of 100%. Let's give it a little bit of a background color. Let's give it a rigba. Let's start with black and then 0.99, just a little gray. Nope, that was the opposite direction. Or we can make it dark. Why don't we make it dark? A nice dark blue or something. Yeah, like that. Give it a little bit of blue. That's too much blue, Greg. All right. So the flashcard. What do we have to do here? I'm going to do rigba and then do a white color on all the fonts just by default. That's the way. All right, so a flashcard has got to be able to stack. So you have to have multiple of them. It doesn't go on top. So you literally just want it being obtrusive from the top of the UI. We need to start probably setting up some boundaries and things for those. If I give it a background color, what is it going to look like? So it blocked out. That's great, but we don't really want that. Let's do a width of 95%. I think what we're going to do is we're going to create a flash container. The flash container won't have any height, any width, nothing like that. The panel is going to get some padding. So instead of doing width 95% here, I'm just going to remove that. Let's pad this in and just give it a nice flexible padding. So now we're going to build this out a little bit. Let's take that and just make it a border. This time we're going to use pixels because it'll make more sense here. Make that big. And let's give it some weight. It's a little big. This was happening yesterday. Whenever it tries to change the font weight, it doesn't stick for some reason. It sticks the second time around. That's cool. I'm going to give that a little bit of a background color, not a ton. Aha. Let's do 0.1. Okay. So 90% transparent. There we go. Okay, so let's take the title and make that nice and bright white. Let's give that a little margin. Let's take the flash message. Let's make that message a little bit smaller. Too much line height. And let's margin bottom down that little button. All right, now we just have a button to do. A little inline block so we can control it a little better. Let's start working this in. Just a hard background color so we can sort of see it. Let's put some padding on it. Remove that underline thing. And let's drop the font size. A little bit more. A little bit more. A little too much. You know what? I got an idea. We're going to leave it like that. Let's give this a transition state now. Now, what color do we want this button to be? Black. Let's try that first. Just a void. What a nice blue. Ooh, I like that blue. Let's do that. Let's move the padding down just a little bit. Now, what if when you go to hover that, we'll pad it out a little bit more? Not bad. What if we do that also with the letter spacing going out? Whoa. That did not do that correctly. It's a little weird. That's a weird button. That's what that is. It's almost like this is one of these things where the responsive version of this is going to be like, go on your regular computer, go onto something with a screen larger than 4 inches. I think this is one per, so we'll have a Twitch not connected. You haven't connected your Twitch account. Connect your account today. Yeah, sure. That sounds fine. So we do know that the flashcards are going to require a margin bottom. Yeah, that works. So for this one, we may actually want to do that. I hate this button now that I see it. Let's change the background color. We'll swap the font color and the background color. I don't know why. I like that effect. So for Twitch, do we want to stick the Twitch OAuth button in there? That's a little extra work we don't need to do. So we could just say, you know, connect Twitch. Oh, why are there's so many? There's so many of these things now. I would rather get it from them. Oh boy. So color palette, great. We're gonna have to look at that. We probably get that from somewhere else. So for something like that, we'll probably class this with Twitch button or something like that. And then we'll slam the image inside in a span next to this thing. Yep, perfect sized. That is perfect. Thanks. That's the exact size I wanted. That may not have been the outcome that I wanted. You know, for this one, I think I'm actually gonna do a little flex. We're gonna get rid of some of this padding, I think, too. Ooh, that actually looks pretty cool. I do want that to go to white, though. That's a little too much. That's a little much for that. That gets a little wide. Fix that. But that's the gist. Let's do one more. We're going to do the only other one that I know about is the Discord one. Connect your account today. It's like I'm trying to sell you something. All right, so we need Discord's blue. That's the one that's called Blurple. I almost want to say it's not connect, it's link. It's a better way to describe it. You know, I almost feel like the height would have been the better thing to restrict these by. These are tall boys too. All right, so these things would follow you around. I think that that's kind of a critical thing. We might want to consider making them a little bit smaller because they don't go away until you do the action. My issue will be if you're not wanting to open this up in a full screen, that 50-50 thing is not going to work great. That button's going to be like, okay, here's your thing to download this. And you hit the down, and once it's downloaded, we'll have the extension do a detection. And if it detects you're on our website, then boom, remove it. All right, so let's work on the actual dashboard now. For the dashboard itself, I think we have to really consider like what a user would want to see. I think it's pretty simple. We have this kind of thing saying this is the points, you know, you've earned points. I think the easy thing to show them is like how they earned it. So maybe a table that says you got some points, this is how you got them. And then we could do a chart up top that shows the points over time, maybe, or something like this. Should probably take some notes. What else could we have in here? We have the ability to redeem points. Totally separated out, which is where I think it should be. Ways to earn kind of makes sense as its own page. There's a little information saying like, with the extension, you can do this. And if you watch our Twitch stream and you're helpful or whatever. So really, I think the dashboard is a pretty graph. The featured panel, I'm more or less thinking is a square. Yeah, I think that looks pretty good to get started on. So for a graph, what I'm looking for is probably just a area chart. Oh God, not D3 though. Yeah, just a little one of these guys. What I like about this is it's very easy to plug it in. So we'll do boundary line chart. Is that, I always thought these were called something else. So I believe that is, we could, but it's gonna not be fun to make that look prettier. Old Plotly. Oh, we're, jeez. Are we, what font is this? Whatever font this is, never use this. So that's not the worst looking code either. And the Ys, that's not the best. I would like to see that a little smarter than that. Do they have an example where they have dates or anything? Let me just be very picky about my free software. Thank you. Yeah, let's find something else. I want Chart.js, but with SVG. Let's look at Chartist, considering it's completely free. Oh, okay. Chartism was a working class male suffrage movement for political reform in Britain that existed from 1838 to 1857. Okay. Oh, fun. What is going on with this guy? Yes, he's like, what? I'm sorry, I have no comments for this. So we have these charts, which I can't tell if these are images of the charts or the charts. SVG animations. Okay, cool. Oh, here we go. Whoa, baby. See, this is why we kept looking, because these look so much better. Show me the code for this. Where is the code? That's going to have to get assembled, probably server side, and then fed in with your session or something. So we just feed it labels, and you can see it adds that label in. So we're going to make like some fake data for this thing and jam it in. We'll do I don't know. Let's just think. What's like the standard ones you see on all the graphs? So if we look up like the stock market, daily is probably a little too tight, but we could probably do 1 month resolution, 6 month resolution. We could do year to date, which is a little weird. 1 year, it's probably okay. 5 years, and then max, I guess. Oh, it's going to be one of these things. Okay, fun. There's this CSS, which I hope is just, yeah, well, we can just override this thing. So we'll grab that. We probably should grab the raw JavaScript. You could always do that whole minification thing at the very end. All right, so we got the chart library in, and now what else do we need? We need that little CSS, right, to tell this thing how to be a thing. So let's just grab that, grab the raw boy. There you go. I guess we could have grabbed the SCSS, but who knows how that crazy person writes their SCSS files. Right, and then in core, we're gonna have to add back in the JavaScript. We could be doing the exact same thing with the JavaScript. Maybe we should do that. Let me do that, because preprocess will build my JavaScript for me if I tell it to. Oh, there's some weird way to do this though. It's like a note that you write in the JavaScript, preprocess append, maybe, and then the name of it. Oh, it's so close. Okay, so we got all those in. Oh, biggity. What is this thing? That's the dist file. Okay. So now every time I save that preprocess thingy majig, it'll do all the work. Now the minify.js, it screws it up. So I'm going to turn that off. So we're going to relink those JavaScript files. Just make sure everything still works. It does. Cool. So what we're going to do now is we're going to jam in these charts. So we're going to do a chart holder, I guess, to start with. That's a good enough name for anything. Let's do a chart title, and let's do the actual chart. Point earnings, so it's just going to be your earnings. There will be a featured panel that we're going to stick to the right of the chart, like a top thing. Don't call it top thing, Greg. You want to, but don't call it top thing. It's happening. It's already done. Let's work the chart title first. The name of the chart is going to be earnings. We're going to stick a control mechanism on this. I'm going to check and see if Chartist has that built in, because they very well may. I don't see any examples of it. So if they didn't do any examples, it's probably not a thing. So when you do that, essentially what we'll do is we'll re-render the chart with different data. So we're going to call this title line or headline. Let's do headline. And then we'll break this into 2 elements, earnings, and then another element. It's going to say range. Oh, it's going to be so ugly if I do it like this. Let me do another span. What am I doing? Don't stick it in that span too, dum-dum. How many options do we need? 5. Let's make sure that has a selected value. Let's give this thing an ID. That's easy enough to be like, when this thing changes, grab the value. I bet what we'll do is we'll send the max and then kind of let this thing filter down based on that group. Chart actual is going to be generated by whatever that thing is called. We're using Chartist. Let's do chart holder first. Now this isn't actually going to be specific to this because we're going to have charts in several places. So let's class this out as chart panel. So now we're inside a chart panel. Let's do the headline. Chart headline. The chart panel itself, let's give that a little bit of width. Let's just see what that does. Nothing. Background color on this. Font size. Let's go 24 pixels and just see what that does. Yeah, it's not really doing that for me. Let's go a little bit bigger, 28. Okay, let's make that color Mr. White. Let's bring the font weight way down. Let's get into like cool hipster levels of fonts here. That's a little too hipstery. I want to get some panel sort of specific things on this. So we're going to say content panel to just give anything that's a panel will have kind of like consistency. Now the earnings range, let's just, yeah, we'll go through it like piece by piece. That looks so stupid with the border radius. I don't know why I think I like border radiuses. I've never liked them. I think they're weird. Let's get this thing flexy boy. Oh, whoa, whoa. What do we do here? Okay, let's align those items. That looks like a little too much. I think we're supposed to be doing space between. So we got the little range, it says that thing. Let's make that range text a little bit smaller. Oh boy, we can change everything. Okay, good. Color, white. Looking good. That little arrow, that's not the color we want. Perfect. That's what we wanted. Oh God, just why? Why would it let me choose a dog and not show me a dog? Disappointing. Where's the stars? Well, if I could, 0 stars. You don't give somebody a dog option, say no dog. Advanced hittable form styling. Oh boy. Okay. You know what, MDN? I'm just typing it in. Oh no. W3 schools. Oh, hold on. They figured it out. I think we could do something. Hold on, I got an idea. This is the idea. Select focus. Ah, you sucker. Gotcha. Yeah, I guess you could set the options. You're right. That's another. Why don't we do that instead? And now we don't have to mess with the color. Let's get rid of the outline on this thing. Screw you. Accessibility. Well, it's still there. It's going to be hover and focus. Can we do a thing on this? I got an idea. We use this really weird thing called background filter. Is that it? Background. I gotta spell background first. Backdrop filter. I'm just curious if you can do that. Well, that was a good idea. It would have been fun. Not today. Yeah, let's just change this highlight color because that just looks too basic. This guy's gonna be like, you gotta use jQuery. It's the only way. Well, for whatever reason, they don't want us to do anything with that. It's a conspiracy for sure. Let's get the actual chart built in now. Line chart with area. Oh, there we go. A bipolar line chart with area only. I know, sometimes I'm happy and sometimes I'm sad. So we're gonna target in the chart actual here. It does nothing. It did none of that. But if I just run that manually, boom, bingo, bango. Well, first of all, it's not replace. That's weird. That doesn't empty these things out. Could you just keep putting charts in? How many? Let's just keep doing it. Nope, looks like just like one chart. So just draw test chart. Boom, save that. Boom, there we go. It was firing on an empty thing. So it didn't have the ability to fire. Let's get a series drawn up here. Okay, so we're gonna do a date array equals blah, and then date array. In you go. I need a range of dates. Datetime helper. Is there a fake data generator we can grab? Buckaroo. Okay. Probably need quotes. Yeah. Okay. Now, can we get dates? Okay. Yeah, we should have been doing this in Ruby. It's doing stuff, man. That's doing things. Where's my Bitcoin miner? It's time to make this channel some money. So we're going to get datetime helper in here in, I don't know, 30 minutes. List array of days between 2 dates. Boom. Do you see this? This thing is just like hanging up right now. Maybe this couldn't be the best Bitcoin miner. Oh, there we go. Now it's installing Rails. You have already activated RSpec support, but your gem file requires RSpec. Oh, no. New one. We broke that one. I just want a date. I just want to see today. So we'll tell it to parse out some dates. So what we need to do is do a range. We start with the from and go to the to. And then we'll say date array, blap, blap. We got one date. That's cool. Oh. So now we've got the mapped date range, I guess. Sure. Boom. So now we got all these, and now we need to map those again. So he's got this little thing here to do that. So it got this backwards. Great. Or that's the whatever European way. So what we want is we want the month to actually be like a word. So now we're going to go look up the strf time. Really? Can we use the, you probably can use the Python ones. These are universal. So D, so B. Yes, I would say like April something. And then the year is probably not important for this one. I'm really curious if I could provide the labels and series in one thing. I'm going to take a look at that. The series we're going to need, I think that's 30. So we'll just need 30 random things. And this will be number of points. So we would say we need a random number between something and something. Maybe between like 0 and something else. Uh-oh. Oh no, that's more than 30. I'm sorry about that. There's some box that they're paying for somewhere. Some AWS micro box. It just keeps going. I think it's backwards like that. I don't remember. We'll break this one in two. Oh boy. It's not stopping. It is not stopping. Let's try again. Let's just burn another one of their boxes over at AWS. -1. Let's run this thing. I equals, oh, son of a, boom. Okay, that's it. Now we can do rando bando here. Let's do between 0 and let's do like 35. Yeah, let's just put this button right here where you might need to grab some code. That's a great place for that button. Jeez, guys. If you gave it 2 arrays, what's it gonna do? Do we get it? Oh yeah, look at this. We got it. So back to Chartist. So at least we have our test data in. That should be the same every time. Oh yeah, that's how I want those to look. Perfect. Oh, well, the labels happen to be foreign objects. Okay, CT label. Let's just hit that real quick. There we go. Looks great. Looks real good. Perfect. Totally legible. 100% easy to read. I'm a fan. It's a type of line, so we'll go to that. Okay, there's a bunch of options we can set. But of course, you know, no need to show people what that would be. So what we want is we want all the data points, but we don't want all the labels. Let me see if that looks a little bit better. Leaving 2 out. Yeah. Oh, you son of a... Let's just pretend there's an April 31st. Because that's going to be the problem. We are doing a lot of work to make this work, though. Just because I want to make a sweet-ass looking graph. Grab that. Let's do the chart plugin thingamajig. New JavaScript file. Looks great. Well, look at it. It's way up there. You really figured that one out, didn't you? Chartist tooltip generator. I'm not really a big fan of that little hovery thing there, so we're going to do this snap to point thing. Anchor to point. Let's try that. Yeah, it's better. That works. That's a thing we can do that. A couple of extra things in here that we could be styling up. Like I really think it's important to use hash marks and grids and stuff like that. So if they're lines, they might need fill or stroke color or something like that. Let's try background color white, just see if we can pop them forward. Boom. There they are. This part's really interesting though, with the fill somehow being opaque. So they did fill opacity on that MCT area. So it's fill opacity. And now we can push the opacity up. Because this is earnings, I'm gonna want that actually to fill out to be our nice green color. And then I want those points to be that color. So I think we're in that ballpark now. And then I want that line, which I now have to go find again, to be a nice green color. And the nice thing is we can pass things into this, I think, to affect the way the lines work. Get that stroke width down. For the points, I think these are just rounded, they're like single points. So I think we can just do this and get that stroke, the points down just a little bit. And then we can do really kind of cool stuff, I'm guessing, to say like CT point on hover. Let's get that stroke width up to 10 pixels. Yeah, look at that. And then you can start to tap those things in. How cool is that? Yeah, it's not the worst chart. The editors are telling me I'm supposed to be doing wrap-ups. I totally forgot to. So it's too far. We're past that now. All right, take care, guys. Off you go.